Welcome back to Highlands Postcards from the Finish Line. My name is Bob Babbitt. Highlands' motto is stop your cramp, not your race. We're also brought to you by Polar, where you want to chase your destiny. Our next guest, Beth Gillespie. Beth, how are you?
I'm good. How are you doing?
I am fine. Now, you're not still terrified.
Oh, I definitely am terrified. Equal parts terrified and excited. You know, it is the Boston Marathon.
Yeah, first Boston.
And this is probably my first and my only.
No.
Well, I'd have to run my PR at like 64 to qualify. So this is literally a once in a lifetime opportunity for me to be here and to be following in the footsteps of all of the amazing runners tomorrow.
So how many marathons have you run, though?
I have run 18 fulls and 3 ultras.
Oh, come on. Ultras?
Yeah.
Like ultras like 100, 50?
Ooh, not that crazy.
50.
30 miles.
30.
I did. Yep, I did a 30 mile
50K.
one. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Nice.
Yeah.
So what got you into running?
I started running accidentally. I decided to get healthy, and so I joined a Curves and changed how I was eating. And then I went on a business trip, and I took workout clothes, and I went down to the hotel gym and felt like being so committed to this new lifestyle, and all they had was treadmills.
Right.
And I failed running the mile 3 times in high school. And so I was having flashbacks to like failing on that track. And I told myself to be brave and that I've done a lot in the last year. And so I got on and I ran a mile that day. And when I finished, I felt like I was on top of the world.
That is so cool. So running was not part of your history.
Oh, no.
No. What were your sports?
No sports.
None?
None.
None?
No, I was in the orchestra and I did the high school musicals.
You were band.
Yeah. I was that kind of a kid.
You were a band kid. I like that.
It worked out.
So there was a point, though, where you felt like I'm not healthy.
Yeah, yep. And so I started that with that mile, and then for a couple months, all I would do was run 1 mile, and then...
Which is plenty.
Yeah, it definitely felt like enough. And then I worked up to 2 miles, and then ran my very first 5K. It was a turkey trot. My mom and dad came to cheer me on, and it all just kind of started slowly from there.
And what did you get from running? What was it about running that was different for you this time around?
Yeah.
Because obviously before you didn't like it that.
No. What I love about running is that it's allowed me to learn that I'm so much more capable than I ever thought, and that I've got just an incredible strength, and to be proud and grateful for what my body can do rather than what it looks like, which is, I think, something we as women struggle with. We focus more on the appearance than what we're capable of doing, and it opened up, like, it changed my life. It changed how my body looks, but it also changed my life and changed what I expect from myself. So I think I'm a lot braver now than I was before.
Now, Girls on the Run, I'm assuming, came after you had the moment.
Yes, without a doubt.
And so then how did you get involved with Girls on the Run? And talk a little bit about the program itself.
Yeah. So Girls on the Run is a program for 3rd to 5th and 6th to 8th grade girls, and it teaches them life lessons while they're training for a 5K. So they cover topics like positive self-talk, how to deal with bullies, how to handle peer pressure while they're training for a 5K, because we want the girls to know what it's like to set a goal that feels like a big one, kind of like running the Boston Marathon.
Sort of, yeah.
And to train for it, prepare for it, so that when they cross the finish line, they think, if I can do this, then I can do anything I set my mind to. So I stumbled upon Girls on the Run. I had 2 back-to-back deaths in my family and was doing some soul searching about the kind of legacy and impact I was leaving on our world.
Yes.
And decided I wanted to make a career shift, and I wanted it to be running related, because running was has become such an integral part of my life. And so I ended up stumbling upon Girls on the Run.
And became an occupation?
Yeah. And
wow.
I was a volunteer for a couple years, and then we moved, and I started a council in East Central Illinois, and I'm an avid supporter of this program. So.
And you've seen girls change their lives through running?
Without a doubt. Without a doubt.
You knew that it worked for you.
Yes. Yep.
And now it's working for these kids.
Yeah. One of the things I love best about it is that it not only positively impacts the kids, the girls in the program, but it also
the mentors
does their coaches, and it gets their families involved, because we'll have adults that are special to the girls that say, like, I've never run a 5K, but if she can do it, I'm going to train, and so I can do it with her. And so it really has the power to transform entire families, not just these girls in the program.
You know, it's funny. That's what I've seen, is that a lot of times the parents are, oh, that's great, let our kids get involved with this. Next thing you know, the parents are running.
Yeah.
Right? Because they see the change in their son or daughter.
Right.
It makes a big difference.
Huge.
So I'm sure everybody has told you, okay, the first 6 miles are downhill here. Relax, don't get too carried away, save it for the hills.
Yep.
What's the game plan?
My game plan is to be steady and strong.
Okay.
Not go out in a rushed pace at all, to try to take in as much of the course and the experience as I can. I'm not wearing a watch, so I'm just going to go by feel. And I have an iPod with only the Hamilton soundtrack for the second half. So that'll help. I'm hoping when I'm starting to feel a little tired and a little hot that I'll have a really good distraction in my ears.
So when you look at some of the other marathons you've run, what are some of your favorites?
My favorites are the ones where I've run happy and run strong, when I've been most present and grateful.
Yes.
So the first one that comes to mind was when I was struggling with some IT issues and wasn't sure I was going to be able to finish. And so I enjoyed every step of that because I wasn't sure I was going to go very far. So, so that was a great one. And I mean, really, anytime you get to the finish line, I think it's
always a good one.
It's worth it, yeah.
Now, if you were looking back and talking to your high school self, you'd probably tell that woman, you should dig this running thing. This is actually pretty good stuff.
Yeah, a lot sooner.
And the social part of this.
Yeah.
That to me, I do triathlon. The swimming is bad because I can't talk to anybody. It drives me out of my mind, right? Bike run, I can talk to people the whole time. The social part of this, how important has that been?
It's key. When I met the girl who got me into distance running, I literally said to her the first day, listen, I'm not running further than 6 miles, because anyone who wants to run more than an hour, that's just crazy.
Yeah.
And then, we became best friends, and then within 6 months we were training for the Chicago Marathon. So running and distance the foundation for it has all been relationships and finding those people you connect with. And I think those friendships you have when you're covering mile after mile together are some of the most real relationships that I've had in my life. And I'm just grateful for every one of them.
When it's so funny, you spend an hour and a half running with somebody, you know every deep, dark secret that has ever been there,
without a doubt.
Yeah, and with friends who you go out to drinks with every week, you learn nothing.
Right.
You go for an hour and a half, boom.
It's all real.
Yeah.
I think it's because when you're running, you don't have the energy to put up a fake, or a censor, or maybe I shouldn't say this, or I don't know her well enough to share this part of my life.
No.
But when you're physically moving yourself forward, all that comes is realness, I think. And so that's why I think those friendships happen faster.
Truth serum.
Yeah.
Running is truth serum.
Yeah.
Boom. Love that.
Doubt.
I love that. Have so much fun tomorrow.
Thank you.
Enjoy every second. The nice thing about this race, most races you do, there's crowds and then there's nothing. And there's crowds the entire time.
Awesome.
Who are going to love you running this race. Enjoy it all.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Beth Gillespie has been our guest. Again, we are brought to you by Highlands. Postcards from the finish line. Stop your cramp, not your race. Also brought to you by Polar. Chase your destiny. Hold on, everybody. We will be right back.